Hi guys, welcome back. I had to abruptly end my live because I got company for a second. So I'm going to give you guys a second to come into the room if you were in my last live. Hopefully you'll get an alert to let you know that I'm live. Jeez, we're talking Real Housewives of New Jersey today, and I had a live earlier, like I said, about 5 minutes ago that I had to abruptly end from. I wonder if no one's getting alerts because no one has joined the room yet. If you join, make sure that you comment. Let me know where you're from so that I know that you're listening. And we're going to wrap up our Real Housewives of New Jersey if I really think that I'm live. Maybe I'm not. Oh, there we are. Okay, hi. Hi, Key Mama. Hi, guys. So glad you guys got some alerts so you can come back. We can finish. Hey, Yo-Yo. Thank you for joining. I love Yo-Yo. She's so sweet to me. Um, hey Arby's, hey Monica, so glad you guys are back so we can wrap up Real Housewives in New Jersey. Talk, you guys know we love to talk Real Housewives in New Jersey. I wanted to talk briefly about Monica, okay? Because again, such a tangled web we weave in New Jersey, and it's hard to understand the connections between everyone, but this is a really important part of the puzzle. It's important. Hey Jags, hey Yo-Yo, hey Arby's. It's important to the puzzle because this is what started the whole ball rolling for everything that happened with Joe and Teresa. Joe had a partner. If you go, first of all, everything in this video is alleged, and this is some tea for you guys. I'm putting it all together. You can go back, find clips, and watch it for yourselves. But basically, Joe had a partner. Whatever happened, allegedly the partner said that Joe signed his name to a loan, like, and made them co whatever on this loan, and that Joe owed him the money for it. If you guys go back and watch, there was a couple of seasons where you'll see Chris, which is Jacqueline's husband, who is Catherine Manzo's brother. So Chris and Dina and Kathy are siblings. And if we know what Kathy and Al do, and we know what Dina and Tommy did, then we can only guess what trickles down, right? It's a family connection, right? You're connected, you're born into it, made man, born man, whatever. And so Chris wants to be the peacemaker, and Chris comes along and says that, hey Joe, this is what's going on. They had it on camera, they had it mic'd. I don't know if, like, I don't know. Maybe they didn't realize the cameras are going to pick it up. Maybe nobody really realized what was happening. But damn. But Chris basically was asking Joe for the money on behalf of the friend. Like, he was trying to make things right. Like, talk to Joe because, to try to mediate, basically. We see Chris 2 different times try to mediate the situation about the ex-partner, and we see Juicy Joe the second time tell Chris to tell him to F off, basically. Like, go F himself. Don't come at me with it again about this bullshit. Like, if he has a problem, he can come to me, basically, type conversation. And I think it's funny that Bravo included those because I think they were trying to get information on Teresa's finances. If you guys missed my live earlier, I explained to everyone that I came across an article that was talking about Melissa and Joe coming on the show and everything that was going on. And it said that Danielle had kind of let the cat out of the bag when she said that Teresa was filing bankruptcy in I think it was season 2, when Teresa kind of chases her through the country club. We know that it's over the comment that she's filing bankruptcy or she's losing her house is going, it's something along those lines. And so I think production had an inkling somehow. They knew something was going on, they just didn't know what. And again, guys, we have to remember that Teresa said many times her and Kathy and Melissa were hanging out all the time when she filmed the first 2 seasons, and they were great friends, and she told them everything that was going on with the cast, everything that was transpiring between all of the ladies. And this was up until they literally came on the show, because they were interviewing and doing all of that while collecting all the information that Teresa was telling them. Basically, that's what they did. Why this wind, I do not know. But yes. So allegedly, Melissa and Joe actually came on to talk about Teresa and Joe's finances. because who would know? If anybody knows what's going on with Teresa and Joe's finances, who would know that? Her brother that she's so close to, right? So allegedly, really, their goal this whole time wasn't just like for fame or money. They sort of came on already selling their soul, writing off their relationship with Teresa, knowing that it could come out, that they literally came on the show to bring drama and conflict between Melissa and Teresa for ratings, and then also to bring information on Teresa and Joe's money situations, because you also have to remember, guys, people were jealous. Joe Giudice said this. I'm not sure if he said it in the interview with David Yontif, but he said it several times. He has never been sued as many times as he was until he built that mansion. And then all of a sudden, all these people started popping up out of the woodwork and started suing him. So there were a lot of people that were jealous, I feel like, when Teresa started to come up. Because again, I don't think they were like in the hood of Patterson. Teresa says they lived like one street over from Tom's River. Other people say they grew up in Patterson. They probably hung out there. Who really knows? Regardless of the situation, allegedly, really, they came on to talk about Teresa and Joe's finances. And so Monica, who we see in season 2 at the Posh Fashion Show, she comes up and introduces, nope, I'm sorry, season 3. She introduces herself to Kathy and Melissa and says, "Hi, I'm Monica. I'm the one suing your sister-in-law, Teresa and Joe Giudice." And Kathy and Melissa are like, "Oh." So we see her then, and then Joe and Melissa throw a huge ass Christmas party, allegedly for like Children's Foundation or whatever. And Kim G, not to be confused with Kim D, Kim G is a gangster too. She's an old school gangster too. Don't let her fool you. She came and she brought Monica as her plus one. And allegedly, Teresa and Monica had just had it out that day in the courthouse because they had ran into each other, and Teresa mother effed her in the hallways at the courthouse, which is kind of a badass thing to do, because everyone hears you when you're like in the hallway in the court. Like, all the offices off of the hallway are usually like probation and parole and the other judge, and so when you start going off on somebody, trust me, everybody hears it. It may not always be good for you, but I'm just saying it happens sometimes. So allegedly, Teresa mother after at the courthouse that day prior, and producers and Melissa, this is what the article said, producers and Melissa invited her to the party. Of course, Melissa and Joe have acted like they don't know Joe's ex-partner, or they don't know Monica, but all of these documents have come out from 2005 back to 2005, showing transactions. Because she's an attorney, I think that she's able, maybe, I don't know, so she represents Joe Giudice's ex-business partner. If Joe Gorga is doing business with the ex-business partner calls his attorney, Monica, to take care of things, right? So that's why her name is on like a lot of, like, they bought like 10 properties in New Jersey, because they were like flipping houses back then, 2005, 2006, 2007, and 8, until the market crashed. Joe Gorga and Juicy Joe's ex-partners bought like 10 properties in New Jersey, and then they liquidated them, and they sold one to Richie Walkeely, and allegedly one to Richie Walkeely's cousin, who is like a police officer in that town. Isn't that crazy? I posted it for you guys on Instagram so you can read it yourself. It says, "I wonder if Monica has done any interviews or what she and Joe's ex-business partner have been up to since." Girl, trust me. Don't you think we on it. I know everybody's on it. I know I'm not the only one that's on it. Everybody right now is probably trying to find Monica and DM her and write her. She didn't have a problem coming out and saying anything then. There are a couple of clips. You can find the clip of the New Jersey Housewives. Again, when she greets them, even at the Christmas party, I think she introduces herself as Monica, the lawyer suing Teresa and Joe Giudice. She does an interview with CNN Also, it's very old. You can watch a clip of that as well, but there's really not much since. There's a photo of his ex-business partner with a small write-up about everything that had transpired about the loans and the money. But the point of the situation is that Joe Giudice, who's gonna know if you're doing anything that's skeptical, right? And you have a business partner. Obviously, if you have a business partner, it looks like they were like chummy friends, right? This freaking wind is killing me. We know Giudice wouldn't be like, he's not all business, right? He's like more down to earth, shake hands kind of guy, right? So him and his business partner probably had a very friendly, they were probably friends. They probably hung out and did stuff together. But regardless, who's gonna know your business more than your business partner? So he probably knew that Joe Giudice wasn't filing personal taxes, which was allegedly what started this whole ordeal. So when he got mad at Juicy Joe, and Juicy Joe told him to F off and he wasn't giving him the money, he went to his attorney, and his attorney was like, they've done this, they have other mortgages out. She started to get the suspicion that something fraudulent could be taking place. So she started her own investigation, and she collected the evidence and handed it over. What elevated the situation was, I think, from when the time they got indicted and they had to post bond. And I think they were required to like put forth financial documents. And I think there was like an audit, and ATV, from what I've read on it, ATVs were like left off of the audit and something else. And it infuriated the judge because he felt like they did it on purpose. And so that's why he allegedly like made them both go to prison. Both of them become convicted felons. That's allegedly what they say. If there's some really funny footage, if you go back and watch when Teresa and Joe were first indicted, because Juicy Joe's parents give 0 Fs, okay? I love Juicy Joe's parents. Like, as much as we love Juicy Joe, imagine what his parents are like, okay? First of all, his mom is a badass OG triple. She was at the christening. She allegedly punched Melissa's sister in the face. Like, if you go back and read like what producers and people say about that christening scene, they said that afterwards the producers were high-fiving each other because they knew how great a TV it was. Like, it was insane. People were ripping microphones off. People were punching each other. Like, imagine Joe Giudice's nice little mother. I know you guys know what she looks like. She's like the blonde hair, and she like goes to the Bahamas and visits him. And she's not very tall. I feel like Teresa's taller than she is. And meanwhile, Melissa's sister's tall, I think. Like, she says that she gets people say she looks like J-Lo a lot too. I'm not lying. She said that. I'm not making fun. I'm just saying what she said. And this is the same sister that was like, when Teresa was like, well, why did you invite me? And Melissa's sister was like, it was a technicality. What an asshole. And so that was allegedly when this whole fight broke out. But yes, Joe Giudice's mom punched her in the face. So they don't give any Fs. Like, they're like 9 to 99, you can get it. So when Teresa and Joe Giudice get indicted, the paparazzi are all over the place. And Juicy Joe's dad is like flipping them off outside of the house. At one point, on the way home from the courthouse, they were being followed by paparazzi, and he mooned them. Like, God, I think he has passed, so may he rest in peace. Like, I'm like joking because it's funny to me how like he just did not give an F. He mooned the paparazzi like bare ass. You know what Danielle did in the season finale, and she bent over and was like smacking her ass when she told Margaret, you can kiss my ass, and she was fucking bent over and was like, it was pretty much like that, but he like was bare ass in the window. It was funny, I thought. So Monica is again the attorney of Juicy Joe's partner, who was upset about money that was owed, and that's what originally started all of this. started the ball rolling. And again, there's like lots of documents that show the transactions between, which I wish that Teresa would have brought them as receipts. I'm not sure why she didn't. Teresa doesn't really bring receipts, but that would have been a great thing for her to bring to the reunion, actually. I wish that someone would have thought of that. I wish we could have her go on Watch What Happens Live. I wish they would take just Teresa and Joe and Melissa and Louie, the four of them, and do like, you know, a recap of what, like, tell us what really happened, like, the four of you. Tell us all of your versions. And then come out with the Monica paperwork, because that's a big deal. That shows a lot of cooperation, okay? The ex-business partner was mad. It was hundreds of thousands, I think, of dollars. Mad. I don't know if him and Monica were like, you know what I'm saying? I think they possibly, I don't think that I think they may have been like more than just a business relationship. But I don't think they like hit it. I think that was the case. But regardless, because of the vendetta and the fact that they owed the business partner, and the business partner wanted to file a civil suit, because he wanted to get paid, right? And when they got in trouble and ended up going to prison, the money just went into like a general restitution, and he was reimbursed the money when, that's why Teresa had to pay out all the restitution, right? When she got home from prison, she paid all of the restitution, and that was like probably part of it. Yes, it was a good afternoon. We love talking about Housewives in New Jersey. I'm so glad that we got to chat today. We had an excellent live the first half as well. That's why I wanted to hop on really quickly and just wrap up a couple of things with you guys before the end of the day. I appreciate all of you guys so much, and all of your kind and encouraging words. Yo, you guys are all so sweet to me. Because I was telling her about, do you believe that Dina's husband called Joe Gorga? I don't know, because Dina and him are kind of eccentric, right? They Dina is different. Dina's very different. I don't even know the word to really describe her. She was very much like that on the show as well, but she still seemed a little bit more I don't know what the word is, like more loosened up or something. Like, she's very, I don't know how to describe it. Do you guys understand what I mean? Yeah. I don't know if he did or not. It depends on what they were really arguing about. Like, do you think that Louis was using his private plane as like a personal, his own personal plane? Like, think about it. Is that the plane that he used to fly Teresa and everyone for her 50th birthday? If you guys remember, he invited like Joe and Melissa to Teresa's 50th birthday and told them everything was covered, and they had a private plane chartered and yada, yada, yada. Could have been. It's very possible. I get the feeling that Louis doesn't listen to anyone but himself. I just get that feeling. Do you guys get that feeling? Like, he does what he wants ultimately in the end, which is whatever. I don't either. Dina has said Dave met the Gorgas once. I don't believe Dave called Stu. Yeah, I mean, because like I've heard that Dave has his own like, you know, he has his own connections or whatever thing going, and you guys know I think he had cancer when she met him, or he was like in remission from cancer, so he does a lot of like charity and advocacy work for children's cancer, I think, if I'm 100% sure. At least he used to. So he does seem like an upstanding citizen. Anyone that is in the Housewives franchise that does charity work that we know of gets kudos from me, because there's so many of them that don't, and I think it's really just disgusting. And I really support people serving your community, serving your church, whatever it is. Like, it's good to serve other people. It's humbling. And I like when we see it. That's one thing I really liked about Bethany from the Real Housewives of New York. We don't see that so much from her, but when there was like a hurricane, she like had done this huge fund. And again, everyone of course can donate. We don't know it, yada yada yada. But you know what? Go get your hands dirty. Go be seen in the community like they do in the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Candy, Kenya. back to school giveaways. They're out in the community. And it's different than just writing a check. It's different than just throwing a casual charity event. That's one thing I give kudos to Dorito on, actually, because she brought the homeless, not toothless, so much attention. And people, even though people were making fun of it, it shows what a good heart she has, because she didn't care that they were making fun of it, right? Like, you have to, teeth is like where you're starting, kind of. Like, yes, of course they're homeless, yes, but if you don't have teeth, like, you can't eat. Like, you literally, I've seen people that have gotten all, like, they'll be like 30 years old and they gotta get all the teeth pulled. They pull them all at the same time, and they go from dentures from there. A lot of times people, if they don't have the money, they just get the tooth pulled, and that, you know, adds up over years. And if you don't have teeth, it's very hard to eat meat. It's very hard to eat chips. Like, your gums are getting damaged. I worked at the dentist office for 3 years. So if anyone wants to challenge me, I'm up for it today. Yes, honey, I worked at the dentist office. Okay. I'm practically a dentist, practically a doctor. Anyways, so I really appreciated her charity work because she took a lot of shit for it. And it really actually is something that people do need. Like, imagine not having your teeth, or imagine only having your back teeth, or not your front teeth, or just missing a front tooth. And people become really insecure about their teeth. Like, I have, I've seen lots of girls that get embarrassed when they have issues with their teeth, and they get clean and they got to go take care of it, and it's a long process, and they're embarrassed, and everything else is put together nicely, right? Everything, hair, nails, makeup, looks good, look healthy, thriving, but something wrong with the teeth, and people, it makes them feel really insecure. So getting the homeless teeth is their first step, really, and probably even helping them become employable if that's an option. So it also puts them in, um, it gives them a little bit of more faith in the system, right? We see people that are homeless, that are veterans. They feel let down by the system. They feel like nobody cares about them. They've come home, they've had PTSD, mental health, Agent Orange, they've been in warfare, or whatever the case may be. Everyone's story is different, right? But everyone's wounded. It's just different. And so a lot of times I think they lose faith in the system. They lose faith in that anyone cares anything about them. And so it's rejuvenating, and it's giving them hope, okay? Which is really, really a big deal. It's giving them hope in an institution or a resource that's providing for them because they actually want to help, right? Because if not, they're just pushed from agency to caseworker to caseworker, who's just trying to put their 40 hours in. Doesn't, they don't know, they're in an office and they got 50 other people on their caseload, and that's just how it is. And so it restores their faith, and it gives them hope, and that's can do a lot for a person mentally, right? Because obviously they have to be somewhat stable. If they're going to go get teeth, they got to make appointments, they have to be there, they're going to get fitted. It's going to be, because a lot of times we see, if you're like homeless, it's hard for them to make regular appointments places, right? So they have to have some sort of form of structure in their life, right? But maybe something just qualifies them to be considered homeless, for the teeth. But I'm sure they have to have it together, obviously, before they can even start the process. It's probably a lot like, whenever, say, for example, I think people, maybe if you have hepatitis, right? And if you apply for treatment from your insurance, they may want you to show proof that you haven't drank alcohol in 6 months, right? It's just the way the insurance and things work. So yeah, that's why I like Dorito. She got her hands dirty. She took a lot of shit for it. Also, did you guys see that Kathy Hilton will be not filming for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, guys? It was confirmed by Sutton, and she said she really missed Kathy this season. We are going to get a very short, very proper Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season this year. I can just feel it. They only filmed for like 3 months, which is like crazy. And Erica seems to be really feeling herself. She's lost a lot of weight, and she's really this whole Vegas thing, crazy, right? This is saying having access to dental care is just as important as being able to see a doctor. absolutely, people do not understand the dental is very expensive. It's so expensive. It's so expensive, even for some people that have great insurance. Like we worked with people that had teachers insurance or people that work for the state. It can still be very, very expensive. And if you don't have it, you have no, I mean, it can be so painful that they just have to get them pulled. I don't blame Kathy after what Kyle tried to put on. Well, it's funny, guys. You guys know Kim was seen filming. So it's like, Kathy's not here, but here comes Kim. And Kim hasn't been on for a few years. I think Kim might come for Kyle a little bit. Maybe we got a little drama between them two, but I doubt it. Just because I feel like Kyle's like, just let me produce from over here and leave me alone, and I'll do a split like at the end, and we'll call it a season. Just saying. All right, guys. Well, let's get excited about the Real Housewives of New Jersey that it's going to be airing tonight. I think it's going to be really good. I want to know again if you guys think that Andy's being biased to one side or the other. Do you guys think the edit is being biased to one side or the other? And if so, why is that? Why do you think that is? Make sure that you guys hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, put your notifications on. This is a good reason of why you need to put your notifications on, because sometimes I just go live and I have different things. Today we talked about a lot of stuff. We talked about Daniel Cabral and Nate's birthday party. That's in the first half. We also talked about Croy and Kim. We talked about Joe Gorga allegedly telling Margaret to throw Marty in the pool. And then we also talked about some bullying and cyberbullying that's going on behind the scenes as well. So check out that first half. Also, check me out on Instagram, HW Historian #2. I post a lot of receipts there. I try to bring those receipts to YouTube as well. And if you guys could hit the like button, it does help my videos get into circulation, which would be really great, because then, you know. So, all right, guys, I hope you have a great, what is today? Tuesday, and we'll chat soon. Bye.